So in the previous class, we understood there are two types or two modes of winding up of a company. That is, one is compulsory winding up, the other one is voluntary winding up. So we were first learning about compulsory winding up. Now in compulsory winding up, the NCLT, that is National Company Law Tribunal, they will pass an order to close the company. Now when they pass the order will not be passed that easily. Firstly, somebody has to request of closing the company, and that request has to be done using a petition. Now petition is like you're asking people uh, to give their opinion of closing the company or not, and the more number of signatures you get for the petition, that is when the court will be able to make a decision. So firstly, it is compulsory winding up, and we understood who can file the petition. Okay, it can be company, it can be creditor, contributory, the registrar, or central government or state government. All of them or one of them can apply the petition, and others can sign on it. Then what are the reasons for company to be closed? That also we understood by passing special resolution. If they don't have profit, or if they have not made any filings for the past years. Okay, I think we have not completed all of the points under this. Yeah, so there are first 4 points which we have done. Now let us see the next 3 points here. So to revise with first 4 points, the company will pass a special resolution, and if they delay in starting up the business even after getting the incorporation certificate, in that case, and then if the number of members fall below the minimum number as per the company law. As per company law, public company should have 7 members and private company should have 2 members. So if the number falls below that, then in that case it is again uh, necessary to close down the company, because there are no members only, right? So what is the use of opening the company and sitting there? And if the company is not able to pay its loans, in that case also they can close it. Then the tribunal is of the opinion that it is just and equitable that it should be wound up. So if the company is causing any problem to the surrounding people, if the company is not able to follow the rules properly, in all those cases, if the National Company Law Tribunal, if NCLT feels that no, it is better to close the company, then they will order for closing the company. Then the company have made a default in filing with the registrar its balance sheet and profit and loss account, or annual returns for any 5 consecutive financial year. So continuously, if the company is not submitting its annual returns or balance sheet or profit and loss statements to the registrar, that is ROC, in those cases again they can close down the company. Then if the company has acted against the interest of sovereignty and integrity of India. Now you all have learnt ICHR, right? So in our preamble, there are certain rules and regulations which are supposed to be followed. Now during war, we cannot have a business transaction with the enemy country. It may be any war. It may be any country which can become an enemy country. So the company, let's take for example, if India and Pakistan is having a war. Now, in those times of war, or let's say during Kargil war that happened before, now in those times, again, during the Kargil war, India and Pakistan cannot do business. A company in India and a company in Pakistan cannot do business, because during wars, they are enemy country. Okay, we are the country who are fighting, and they will become the enemy country as per the law. So, in such situations, we are not uh, allowed to do the business. And if the company still acts against the interest of sovereignty, then the NCLT can say close the company because they don't respect the country. Okay, and if they are having friendly relations with foreign states is fine, but that should not be over the line, and that should not become a threat to the country, and the security of the country should not be at stake because of the company, because of the business that a company does with other country. Okay, the security of the country should not be at stake. In all these cases, if it goes above the line, or if it crosses the line, the company may be closed by NCLT. So these are the reasons where the tribunal can close the company. Now let us understand few of the powers of the tribunal. Tribunal is the NCLT and NCLAT, which is very much important for every companies. Whatever they say, they are supposed to follow. So the tribunal on receipt of the petition of winding up may pass any of the following orders. Now this powers of tribunal is with regarding to the closing of the company. Now before closing the company, they will first give some of the orders. Okay, what are those orders? Dismiss it with or without cost. Make any interim order as it think fit. Appoint a provisional liquidator of the company till the making of a winding up order. Make an order of the winding up of the company with or without cost, or any other order as they think fit. Okay, so these are the types of orders that may be given by the tribunal. Okay, they can just dismiss the winding up, they can just cancel the winding up, okay, by asking them fine or without fine, or they can give some more time for the company to improve. They can give, I will give you another 3 months, improve and show me, later we will see about closing down the company. They can give that option, or they can pass the order of closing down the company directly, or they can appoint a provisional liquidator. Now liquidator is a person who will officially do all the procedure of collecting money from all the sources of the company, and he will try to pay it to the people who the company is supposed to pay. We will be learning about the liquidator after this point. Okay, now this one expert called as liquidator of the company will take care of the company until they give the closing order of the company. Okay, now during the liquidator being taking care of the company, the management of the company cannot do anything. They have no rights, they will not have any other part. Fine. So you will have the liquidator who will take care of all the affairs of the company that is happening. He will be understanding how to do the business and what is the business that is being done in the company. So this is another option. Or any other option that the company, that the tribunal can think of, they can give the order. So these are the most 4 common orders that they give. That is, they will dismiss the case with fine or without fine, or they will give some more time with interim order, and they will ask you to think about it, or if at all it is okay with the court, they will give that. Okay, then, or they'll appoint a provisional liquidator of a company till they close the company, or they'll directly close the company by giving the order. Then the tribunal shall make the order within 90 days from the date of presentation of petition. Before appointing a provisional liquidator, the tribunal shall give the notice to the company and afford a reasonable opportunity to make its representation. So, see, in every stage where the court is come, it will give an opportunity for the company to speak, and the court will hear about whatever the company wants to say. If the court is satisfied, it will give some more time. If the court is not satisfied, then they will do whatever the court requires to do. So within 90 days, once they present the petition of closing down the company, the tribunal will give the order within 90 days. Now, before appointing a provisional liquidator, the tribunal will give the notice to the company saying that, see, we are going to appoint a provisional liquidator. Okay. If you want somebody from your side to be representing as the provisional liquidator, you can give the names or you can give the representation, because only one person cannot look after the whole company. Okay, they'll make a small team and they will work. If it's a small company, then it's only one person who will take care. There's no problem. But companies means they are usually big. So the company is given a chance to send a representation from their side. So these are the powers of tribunal when it comes to the winding up of the company. So they can give these types of orders, and those orders has to be passed within 90 days of giving or submitting the petition to the tribunal. Now, once they submit the petition to the tribunal, within 90 days, they'll give this order, or if not, they will appoint a liquidator and they'll see the things done. Now let us understand about the official liquidator, and this is another important topic which is asked for 14 marks in your examination. Official liquidator. For the purpose of winding up of a company by the tribunal at the time of passing of order of winding up shall appoint an official liquidator or a liquidator from the panel maintained as company liquidator. So NCLT will have a separate panel of company liquidators who will be well versed in liquidation of company. See how company secretary will be well versed in opening up a company. So panel of liquidators will also be a professionals who will be experts in closing down the company. That is also another big task. It's not that easy. You will be seeing the procedure of the official liquidator. Okay. Now this tribunal will select one from that panel and they'll send us they'll send them as official liquidator. Then the provisional liquidator or the company liquidator shall be appointed from a panel maintained by central government consisting of names of chartered accountants, advocates, company secretaries, cost accountants, or firms having a combination of these professions. So do you understand who will become the liquidator? The liquidator can be a chartered accountant, it can be an advocate, it can be a company secretary, it can be a cost accountant, or any firm who has all of these people together. Now few firms will be using chartered accountants. See, let's say there is a partnership firm, they have CA, CS, CMA, lawyers. Now in such case, such firm, the whole firm only will be uh, appointed as the provisional liquidator. So they will be one team who will close down the company for us in a legal way and give back whatever is required to give. Okay. Or apart from these, they can be a body corporate of persons who have combination of such either they can be a firm. Okay, either they can be a partnership firm, or these people together can form a body corporate. Okay, and what is the important thing is everybody should have at least 10 years experience in the company matters. Freshers may not be entertained to participate in the closing of the company, because the company may be existing from many years. Let's say they want to close down a company which is there from 80 years. Now 80 years is quite a long term for a company to survive. Now for such companies, if they have enough experience in the company matters, they will be able to understand where all the company had done business, why did it do such business in such different places. Okay, so though all of those things has to be understood, and that is why you need to have experience to become a liquidator. So these are the 3 points or conditions that is given for the liquidator. That is, the liquidator can be appointed by the central government through the panel that it has, in which they will have chartered accountants, company secretaries, cost accountants, and lawyers, or all of them together would have opened a partnership firm or a body corporate. But the major thing is they to make sure that they have minimum 10 years experience in the company matters. Okay, so an appointment as provisional liquidator or company liquidator, as the case may be, such liquidator shall file a declaration within 7 days from the date of appointment in the prescribed form, disclosing conflict of interest or lack of independence in respect of his appointment, if any, with the tribunal, and such obligation shall continue throughout the term of his appointment. So here, once he's been appointed as the liquidator, then he will file a declaration within 7 days of date of appointment of a firm or a person as the liquidator. Now this one person who is appointed as a liquidator, he will file a declaration within 7 days. Okay, now in a prescribed form, disclosing conflict of interest or lack of independence in respect of appointment. So suppose if the person knows about the company, if the official liquidator knows about the company or he was part of the company before, that will not give him full freedom to close the company, because he would have known some business secrets about the company, and that's not a good sign. So within 7 days he will know who is the head, or who was the head of the company, what happened, everything he will know, right? So he will immediately give a declaration if there is any conflict of interest, or if there is any problem with appointing him as the liquidator. Okay, so if there is any conflict, or if there is any problem, then they will change the liquidator later. Then duties of company liquidator, what all will the company liquidator do? Now this company liquidator can be one person, or it can be a firm also, a company also. Now firstly, the liquidator will conduct proceedings in the wind up. So they will first check what all is there in the company. Okay, who all were there in the company first, how many employees were there, how many employees left, how many were remaining at the end of the company. Okay, they will check all that. And then what is the profit, what is the loss, how the business was happening, how many units are there, that is branches are there, everything will be checked in the first part. Okay, and once they get all that first part, they will have to submit the preliminary report. Okay, immediately on the receipt of statement of affairs from the directors, and within 60 days after the date of winding up order, liquidator shall submit to a tribunal a preliminary report with regard to capital issued, subscribed, and paid, the estimated amount of assets and liabilities, debts due to company, list of contributors and their dues. So here he'll start making the report, first report. Now, when will he start making the report? Immediately, once the directors will give their statement of affairs. It means that what is the due from the director side, the directors will make a list and give. According to them, what all dues are there. Okay, once he gets that, within 60 days after winding up order, now court has already given winding up order, and after 60 days, after 2 months, then liquidator will have to submit the preliminary report. Okay. Now this preliminary report, what all does it include? It will include how much capital was issued and how much capital was subscribed and paid, and what is the estimated amount of assets and liabilities, and how much loan is there from the company, who all have contributed to the company, and what are the assets, that is intangible assets that are present in the company, what are tangible assets, how many branches the company has, and how many branches the company has, how many cases are filed on the company. Look at the in depth of all the information that they would take in case if the company has failed in anything, or if they have done some fraud, or if they have offended someone, if it's a punishable offense. Okay, any information about all this, they do every background check about the company from the day the company have started. If they have gone in, if they have done fraud, if they have taken money and not paid it, every single detail will be checked by these people. Who is that people? Official liquidator. So firstly they will conduct the proceedings. They'll see what can be given up to them, and then the preliminary report has to be submitted within 60 days of the winding up order. Preliminary report is the first time report, which will give them all the details, whatever details they've got within the first 60 days, they will give the preliminary order. Okay. Now after that, collection and distribution of company's property. Now immediately after the winding up order is given by the tribunal, all property and assets of the company will be in the hands of liquidator. Now it is something like this. Now let us take for example, there is our XYZ Limited. We have been using this example throughout our syllabus. So now we are closing down XYZ Limited. Close, over. Syllabus is completing, no? So we will close down the company. Now if we are closing down this company, now the court has already passed the winding up order. Okay, so all the properties, let's say XYZ Limited had 2 buildings in Konankunte Cross. Okay, and it had 2 buildings in Jainagar, let's say Jainagar 9th block. Okay, so these are the building assets, and let's say they had one more villa, they had a company villa in Kanakpura. Okay, so all of these properties are there. Now all the documents of these properties will come to the company liquidator. Okay, will come to the company liquidator. Usually the director of the company or a person who is responsible to take care of that will be having the papers, but now immediately all the papers will come to the hands of company liquidator. Okay, so he shall have the rights to enjoy control on all the properties of the company. So company liquidator has the right to have control. They're not asking him to go and enjoy in that building. No, they're giving him all the control of the building. So he shall collect all the assets of the company, and he will prepare schedules of creditors and contributories and distribute proportionately to the total realization made by him amongst the creditors. Now after getting all the papers of these documents on, and let's say they have another 5 acres of land somewhere in Kolar, 5 acres in Kolar, giving all examples, or let's take Biddi. Now he knows, okay, this is quite a huge, because companies will have some or the other property. They can be in the rented place for now, but then as and when they grow, they try to get more property in the name of the company. Okay. Now they will make a schedule for the creditors. Schedule for the creditors means they'll have to first make a list of how many creditors are there and how much money the company should pay. Now suppose there was a creditor named Arun. Now this person was supposed to be paid. He was supposed to get, let's say, 1 lakh from the company, and let's say another creditor Varun was required to get 3 lakhs. Then Archana was supposed to get 5 lakhs. Okay, so like this we will make a list of the creditors whom we have to pay, and we will make a list of contributories. Now contributories are people who will give money only during the close down of the company, right? That is what we recently understood. So contributory, she'll become a contributory by paying up some amount. So that is known as the list of contributories. Next, distribute. Now once we make a list, that is called as schedules, now we will see what is the total due of creditors and contributories and what is the amount of asset that we got. Now once we analyze the both the amount, then we will be able to realize, or then we will be able to understand, are we having enough amount or should we require more. Okay, so the creditors are people where we have to give them that is the company has to give them the money. Next, meeting of creditors and contributories. Now once they have made the list of how much, who should get how much, they will call for a meeting of creditors and contributories. Now once they call for a meeting, okay, they will they'll one second. So once they call them for a meeting, they will discuss with them, they will clarify, is this the amount that you had given, and is this the amount I should give it back to you now or not. Okay, so they'll cross verify how much money should be given to each of them. Okay, like that, once they cross verify with the amount, then they will pass a resolution directly, where they will say that okay, so much money has to be paid to them. Then the liquidator will have to maintain a separate book of how is he paying, okay, and how much is he paying, to whom is he paying, all that he has to make note of in the proper books. Now though you have computerized accounts, but then you have to make sure that somewhere it is all noted properly. So that will give us a proof that okay, so from company side there is no due, and we have done our best in saving the company. So that is to maintain the proper books. And then to account for money received by him. So official liquidator will pay all the money that he has got, okay, into the public account of India in RBI. He shall present to the tribunal twice a year on account of his receipts and payments as liquidator. The account shall be in prescribed form and shall also be verified by a declaration in the prescribed form. The tribunal shall seize the account to be audited in the manner as it thinks fit. Now it is not that easy to get the money. He will only make the counting. Okay, liquidator will only make the counting. He will not give the money to anyone. He will just call the meeting, he will discuss with them, he will find all the money from the company and he'll put it into a public account in RBI bank. Okay, and he will hand over the details to the tribunal, that is NCLT. Okay, now from thereafter NCLT will take care of it. How will it take care of it? It has to um, make sure, it has to make sure that the amount which has been received is in the bank, and it can be given after auditing. So chartered accountant should come and do the audit, and if they are satisfied with whatever is given to the person, then only they will not do the activity. Okay, then appointment of committee for inspection. Now, once liquidator does the basic work of collecting information and gathering all the information and giving it to the bank, now they will have to appoint another inspection that has to happen in the company. Now this inspection has to happen at the earliest. Okay, the liquidator will have to appoint a committee of inspection to assist him in the tribunal, and he should convene the meeting of the creditors within 2 months from the date of tribunal direction of the purpose of determining the members of the committee. So since it is the money of the creditors that is at stake, that is in danger, so the liquidator has to call for the meeting of the creditors, and he has to explain, see, this is the problem. So we have no problem about any other stuff, but there are some extra documents which are available in the company, and these are the documents, and I am gonna uh, prepare a team who will be auditing or who will be verifying everything more than two times. So they will inform the creditors, and they will, then only they will make a committee. Now once they make a committee, then information as to pending liquidation. So once they make the committee, they will know what is there and what is not there, and then they will again check how much time has completed. If the winding up of a company is not completed within 1 year, then the liquidator shall within 2 months of such expiry, thereafter until winding up is concluded at intervals of not more than 1 year, file a statement in the prescribed form. Usually it should happen within a year. Any closing down of the business should happen within a year, and if that is not happening within the 2 months of such expiry, they have to file the proceedings, the position of the liquidator, and then the statement should be audited by the qualified chartered accountant who is acting as the auditor of the company. So registration or incorporation of the company might take around the same time, that is 1 year. Closing of the company is even more difficult. It might take more than 1 year many times. Okay, so these are certain duties of the uh, official liquidator, where he'll have to maintain the proper books, he have to get more information about the accounts that is being done. They'll have to involve chartered accountants, they need to have auditors, they need to have some real estate people also, because they have to sell the company buildings and all. Okay, so that is the duties of the company liquidator. Any doubt still here? Understood? Okay, now let us understand the powers of the company liquidator. So to carry on the business of the company so far as to may be necessary for the beneficial winding of the company. Now once the official liquidator is appointed, he will be responsible for all the business that is happening in the company. So he will slowly get that business to one stage. Okay, and he will stop it. So he's carrying on the business on the orders of the NCLT, and he's doing his duty. Okay, so that is one of the power of the company liquidator. Then to do all acts and to execute in the name or on behalf of the company all deeds, receipts, and other documents, and for that purpose to use when necessary the company seal. So usually company seal will not be given to anyone so easily, but this person is an official liquidator who is appointed by NCLT, and so the NCLT also gives powers to the person to use the common seal. Then to sell the immovable and movable property and actionable claims of the company by public auction or private contract. So the official liquidator can sell the assets of the company, chairs, tables, computers, desk, it can be the partitions or anything that he wants to sell out from the company, where he can get the money and store it in a proper account. So in all these cases, he can sell the assets of the company and he can keep the money in a safe place. Now, to sell the whole of the undertaking as a going concern. So sometimes what will happen, some other company will come and say, see, I want to start a company, but then this company is winding up, so I thought I can buy this company and improve it. Okay, so in that case, he will be selling the whole of the undertaking to somebody else as a going concern. Okay, so the management will change there. Then to raise any money required to the security of the assets of the company. So if they want extra money where they have to make sure that it is very well secure and it is kept inside, then that money uh, he can raise. Then to institute or defend any suit, prosecution, or any other legal proceeding, civil or criminal, in the name or on behalf of the company. So on behalf of the company, he can go and fight in the court of law, or in the name of company also he can fight in the court of law. Physically, sometimes he'll have to be very strong and he'll have to fight for all of this. Then to invite and settle claims to creditors, employees, and other claimant, and to distribute sale proceeds in accordance with the priorities established under the act. Now this official liquidator only will give away the required money to the people. So first, preference shareholders will come and they will ask for money. Then we will have the general people or the general shareholders who will come and who will have the uh, who will come and who will make sure that the amount is being received. And according to companies act, there is a list who should be getting first, who